Namaste. Today is the day that I start making my last series of videos while I'm here. I've put this off too long. I've had reasons or excuses for it, but today's the day. And I don't know how much time I got, but I'm going to maximize my use of it by making as many short videos as I can. And this is number one. I have these videos, first of all, these videos are for somebody. I don't know who. But there's somebody, at least one person out there, where these videos, I'm not personally responsible for it. Actually, they are. But they're going to hear something, either a teaching, a quote, an explanation, because this is all spiritual. And I know what it's like to be on the receiving end of this from other people, is something's going to come out of my mouth and it's going to be a life changer for them. You know what I mean by that. You read a book, you hear somebody say something, and it just, something inside you recognizes, wow. You ever had those moments? Well, I've done a lot of teaching over the years, taught meditation for, 9-10 years. Public speaking, all spiritual, everything's spiritual. And just to get to the point, this is the first in a series of videos. I hope the series goes into the dozens and dozens and dozens. First of all, I put these under the title Uncle Kenny, and there's a reason for that. I have a business card, and there it is, Uncle Kenny, right? Author, personal coach, cosmic humorist, and generic uncle and friend. So if you don't have an Uncle Kenny, you have one now. And if you can borrow me anytime. And if you have an Uncle Kenny, you got two now, if you want. It's up to you. But I'm a generic uncle. Now, obviously, my nieces and nephews, and even my great nieces and nephews, call me Uncle Kenny. Right? But outside the family, 20 years ago, when I was working at a major grocery chain, health food chain, the store director one day gave me a name badge to wear on my shirt at every shift. And the name on it was Uncle Kenny. Seriously, I'm not kidding. And I said, what's this about? And he says, wear it. And I was made to wear it. Well, he said, it'll catch on, you'll see. He was right. I worked in customer service, so imagine this. I got this name tag, Uncle Kenny, and so I'm in customer service. I'm working at cashiers, I do refunds, exchanges, stuff like that, customer service. And if a cashier needed assistance at one of the registers, he or she would get on the intercom and say, Uncle Kenny, please come to register 3. Uncle Kenny, register 3. Seriously. And so all the customers in the store, they heard it, were listening, and say, Uncle Kenny. And I'd come up to the register and do whatever I had to do to get the customer on their way. And often, especially in the early days, or anytime there was a new customer I had met, they'd say something. A lot of times they would say something, they'd see my name badge, and they'd say something like, oh, so there is an Uncle Kenny. I said, yeah, I'm just a generic uncle, so if you need an Uncle Kenny, you got me. So that was 20 years ago, and I worked at that chain for like 12 years. So Uncle Kenny became just in the store, that local store. It just caught on, and the regular customers, they were calling me Uncle Kenny, and the name just stuck. I got used to the name. I grew to like the name because it was positive, it was friendly, it had all good vibes to it, you know? It's kind of an icebreaker. Also, it became like an icebreaker with customers. Oh, Uncle Kenny, you know, he's going to do me right as far as getting my return. And that's right, I am going to do you right. So there it is, Uncle Kenny. Now, on the back of this card, I want to show you this. I want to read it to you because this is going to be the theme of all the forthcoming videos. Years ago, actually 25 years ago, 1995, I wrote a book. It's titled Target Joy. See the title up at the top there, Target Joy. That's the name of the book. It's a 396-page book, and I'm not advertising this book right now, seriously. I'm not even giving you a link to how to get it, okay? Because I'm not promoting. I'm terrible at it anyway. But I wanted to put something on the back of my my Uncle Kenny business card. It's my personal calling card now, because I don't work, can't work. But on the back, I summarized my book, Target Joy, and I wanted to put the key point of Target Joy, the book, what it meant to me as the author, and I wanted to cram those 396 pages on the back of this card. I succeeded. I did it in about 2 days. Editing. I started off with a page. Anyway, so here it is. And this has to do with the theme that going to run throughout all my videos going forward. Okay? Here we go. My target in life is joy. To be happy internally at all times, in all situations and circumstances. The key to being joyful is to want it bad enough. If I do want it bad enough, I'll have the willingness it takes to live life without judgment, because judgment is what ruins joy. Now, that's a tall order, but doable, living without judgment. As I listen to the call of joy, it's clear that the means to get there is the same as the target itself. There's nothing complex about it. It's not a matter of how to be something I'm not. It's learning how to be here, where I already am, but without judgment. Then staying put. Uncle Kenny. I hope that resonates with you, and I haven't met anybody who's asked me what does Target Joy mean, and I've explained it to them. Everybody without exception over the last 20 years has said, that would be nice. I would like to have that something along the lines of how they would want that for themselves. Well, who wouldn't? To be joyful all the time, 24/7, no matter what's going on in your life, no matter your circumstances. To be joyful, it's happiness, it's inner happiness. That's my word, that's joy to me, is inner happiness. Because being happy, that's easy. For me, just give me a chocolate chip cookie. I don't even need a glass of milk, but that'll just add to my happy. It'll make my happy bigger happy. Yeah, I'm happy. But when I finish my chocolate chip cookies, I run out. And what happens to my happy? It tanks. You get a new home, you're happy. You get a new car, you're happy. But what happens over time to most people? Your car becomes, it's my car. I've had it for, a month. and the happy has worn off a little bit, right? Here's the point. Most of the time, being happy depends on something outside me. Like my car, my bank account, my whatever, something external. So that happy will come and go, depending upon that external. So I'm codependent, my happiness. So I'm not interested in that. I mean, that's fine, that's icing on the cake. Joy is about being happy inside all the time. Whether you got the chocolate chip cookie or not, inside you're happy. That's joy. And that's my target, my goal. So hence the title, Target Joy. That is what I am going to promote the rest of my life, and I do it on YouTube. I'm going to do it however, wherever, whenever I can, because the clock is ticking. Not just for me, but for all of us. I hate to remind you. I don't hate to remind you. Sorry. Nope. I don't feel guilty about reminding you, but for all of us, the clock is ticking. Your heartbeat, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. That moment when our heart and its tick, tock, tick, tock, tick. There's some day on the calendar and some hour and some minute and some second. None of us know when that is, but that moment's coming for all of us. So when there's going to be a tick or a tock, and that will be the last tick or tock. And after the last tick or tock, all that's going to be left is silence and empty space where you once were. So, I know that the handwriting's on the wall. I'm going to just try to get this out right now so I don't have to explain it again. I've got 4-stage COPD. So they tell me, and I resist this, but it is what it is. But I'm told that it's progressive. You can't reverse it. It's just going downhill constantly, slowly, but still going downhill. And there's no reversing it. There's no stopping it. It's a progressive disease. It's fatal. It's the #1 killer worldwide, #3 in the United States. Don't you love all this negative stuff? But I just treat it as just information. I can accept it or reject it, but it's just the way it is. So if you see, this is why I'm like putting my journey in high gear here in terms of making videos. My health has held me back for a number of years. Not just that, but I had my heart valve replaced 5 years ago. I got a pig's valve that replaced, a pig's valve replaced my aortic valve. And so sometimes I oink, that's my pig valve. And that's just my pig saying hi, and I honor that pig. You have no idea. Well, maybe you do. I really honor that pig because here I am going on 6 years later, and it's still just dun, 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 dun. So it'll oink at me and I'll oink back, and we love each other. So I got to get these videos done, and this is the first one. I'm just introducing you to Uncle Kenny because that's going to be the name under which all of this is done. It's about spiritual, and it's about you. Somewhere out there, somebody. It only needs to be one person. If there's more the merrier. But I'm interested in helping one other human being spiritually, if that's possible, or whatever comes through me, to be the vehicle for that. That's really what this is about. It's not about me, but it is about you. And one thing before I go, because there's a lot of videos forthcoming, this is just #1, just to kick things off, is please leave some feedback below. Ask questions, make comments, because that'll feed future videos and time in somewhere, ask questions. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. I got another video going to do another video to address some of the wall decals I've got in my apartment. I'll explain that later in another video. In the meantime, remember, target joy. Namaste.